town in Kenya, which is in Laikipia County, but basically we are actually on the border or something of that sort. So actually today is November 10th, and yesterday it was November 9th. I saw almost all the girls put purple hearts in their profile picture on TikTok, on Instagram, on so many things. So which basically was a response to gender-based violence and the inequalities that men have been taking women through, the abuse, the manipulation, and all of this. But then, you know, me, I personally, I did not put the profile, but I have a lot of things to say, because it's one thing to put a profile. It's one thing to put a profile, and it's another thing to be able to contribute actively by enlightening people. So if you're new here and if this is your first time ever seeing me, my name is Omboy. I was born and raised in Kenya. So, and I have a degree in community development and sociology. During my 4 years in university, we were being educated a lot about gender-based violence, about psychological, how do you counsel, how do you talk to somebody who have gone through that. But then from a personal experience, and because I come from Kenya, and this is Africa, and you know, Africa, men in the society in most of the villages, and also, let me just say, the society in Kenya is a patriarchal society. That's when you see sometimes when, like, let's say a woman is vying for a seat. I am not saying that they don't get, but you find out there's usually like 10% of the woman representation in the parliament, in all of these Senate seats. But you see, because we come from a patriarchal society, that's why even like gender-based violence have been normalized. That's why you see like people just, like for example, where I grew up, like you could just hear maybe somebody screaming and you're like, oh, it's the neighbor disciplining the wife, because that is acceptable. Okay, so I feel like for me it wasn't right for me to put a profile if I don't talk about this. So I feel like the best thing that we can say is to educate people about misogynistic men and what to look for when you're looking for a man who have like experienced gender-based violence, not first-hand but second-hand, through the experiences of people I love, my neighbors. Sometimes it could be like, name it, I don't want to name names, but gender-based violence has been a very center of our community, especially where I grew up. And I feel like one of the things that have been passed down, especially in African communities, is being misogynist. And I just keep wondering, why do these men keep marrying these women? If you hate women, why are you interacting with them? And then it was being kept like, even as a woman, you grew up knowing that like at some point you're gonna be married, because sometimes you would hear your mother throw in a term like, oh, you have to learn how to cook, unless you're gonna have problems with your husband and such things, which I feel like also women have contributed actively to enabling patriarchy and also to enabling misogynism. So, so out here, there's a lot of abundance. You can see the bananas, the cattle. You can hear the birds chirping. You can see the sun shining. Okay.